Guys, here's a 2-4 no limit cash game on PokerStars. I sat down 400, pissed away about 80 of it, and then reloaded back to 400. So I'm at 580, 80 of its profit right now, and this is about a 4-hour session that I played, but this is an hour into it, and played about 4 hours, and I'm going to split it up into 2 parts, and I'm going to condense it down to just a couple of hands, obviously not the whole 4 hours. But anyway, here's one of the first hands I got after I started recording. I got Ace 10, got Wobbs up here, who's a friend of mine. I know him personally, so I kind of have an idea how he plays. He knows how I play, so it's kind of interesting being at the same table. He's loose, so yeah, I can usually expect my 10 kicker to be good here. He likes to raise a lot, put moves on me and whatever. But a lot of you guys know. A lot of you guys know this player who's watching this video. You know this player, Wobbs. It's Mark Wobbler. Alright, I'm a little loose pre-flop. I'll limp in when I can, especially this table is a little on the loose side post-flop. They get some big pots going. So I'll jump in when I can. I'm not doing as much raising as I usually do. I'm usually the guy in there raising and bumping it up quite a bit, but not this time. I'm trying to get in there more for cheap because this table's pretty loose and they like to play back at me. But anyway, I got aces here. I already know that this guy down here, Heffoy, is pretty loose, so I'm going to try to extract some chips out of him. I'm not too worried about the draw right now. But I know he'll call down with a lot less. I'm really hoping he has a pocket pair like jacks or kings or queens, but so I'm trying to get some more chips out of him. He actually calls me down with a pair of tens. He had queen 10, so he raised it and called it a re-raise pre-flop and called me down with queen 10. But wasn't too afraid of anything else out there. That's why I went ahead and bet it instead of checked it, just knowing the player. Wobble usually takes the initiative to bet. He probably doesn't have anything there, but he'll usually be the one betting. Okay, he has pocket sevens. All right, but he's kind of has the same philosophy I have. He doesn't like to check it down and guess what other people have. He'd rather bet it and let them decide if their hand's good, or let them decide if they want to call the bet or let them react to it. I don't want to check it down. If I have queens and I raise it and then it comes an ace in the flop, I'm still betting it because I don't want to just check and then have him bet and then try to guess if he has an ace. So I'm going to try to find out in the flop. And sometimes we'll take it down. I don't consider anybody at this table to be really good. Poker Rag's pretty decent. I'd say between me and Wobbs, Poker Rag's probably the other best player at this table. He gets me in a good hand later on. I lose quite a bit of chips to him. But he's just pretty straightforward. Not that he's like good in the tricky sense or throws in a lot of moves and you really fear him, but he's a pretty straightforward player. And he'll bet his big hands and get out when he doesn't have one, and that's enough to really win most of the time. Here I'm just on a draw. I get a pretty good draw, and I'm just betting these guys. Because again, I don't want to check, and then if I check, they check, and then on the river, he's first to act, and then I got to decide if he bets. I got to decide what I'm going to do. So it's all about taking the initiative and being aggressive. This one, I just get out. That might have been kind of a tight play, but I don't want to get too deep in there. It's just a king, especially against a guy who knows that I'm playing a lot of hands, or he knows that I'll play back at him. So if he's betting at me, I might just let him have that one. Here's Ace King pre-flop against Wobbs, who does a small raise, and I'm always going to bump it back on him. I've been doing it quite a bit with a lot lesser hands than Ace King, so I think he's getting a little tired of it, and I'm hoping to set an image where every time he raises and I get in the hand, I'm going to bump it back. And hopefully I do it again, and I have I have aces or kings or whatever, and he tries to come back over the top of me. But I don't think that happens. Here I have a open-end straight draw, and against Swabs, who I know if I miss, I might be able to bet out of the pot, because I know that he probably doesn't have a whole lot right here. But I also know that I'm not going to raise it there on the river, because he'll make weird value bets and total bluffs. And if it's a total bluff, then I'm just going to pick it off and take his chips. But if I don't want to raise it and get caught if he has a flush or a boat. And here I'm just trying to extract chips out of him with my two pair, because he'll usually call me down, especially if he's on a heart draw. I know the kid likes to draw to hearts, or the flushes like crazy, so he'll draw to pretty much any flush for any price, and I'm just trying to get chips out of him. All these hands are in order, I just skipped over some in between hands. But here I got I don't have any pair or anything. Just got a flush draw against a player who makes some weird loose calls pre-flop. So I know he doesn't have to have anything, and he loves to put moves on me. I played with him before. I think he has no respect for my raises, and he likes to put moves on me. He always thinks that I'm just betting at him and trying to take the pot away. And we've been in this situation before, me and him. See, now I know he doesn't have a queen, and put a pretty good bet out there, and he folds. He's just trying to put a move on me. He might have had a club draw, but anyway, I showed it to him and showed him that you play back at me, I'll play back at you. I'm not afraid of you or whatever, however he wants to take it. But to some of the players at the table, it shows them that I'm willing to get in there and mix it up, and I'm not going to play straightforward. So you don't know if I have quads or if I just missed my flush draw, and that's what I'm trying to convey to this table. So nobody wants to play against a player who you don't know what they have. I mean, it's great when a player is just straightforward, always bets his hands, is a solid player, and that's the people you like to play against, because they're really predictable. Here, I guess I could have bet it a little bit harder, bet on a flop and bet on a river, but instead I threw a bet on a turn, and then I'd let go of it when he called me, and I don't know. But he got me. Like I said, the player, he's pretty straightforward. I guess I didn't put him on a queen, because he might have bet the flop with the queen. But here I have an open and straight draw. He bets 12.